Hi, friends. Our daily devotional today, April 3, is a reflection on My Utmost for His Highest, written by Oswald Chambers. You can find the link to the daily devotionals at utmost.org. The text for today comes from Luke 19, verses 41 and 42. And this is the story of Jesus entering into Jerusalem, a story that we know well and we reflect on, especially this time of year with Palm Sunday. Jesus entering as a king to Jerusalem. But these two verses, as he approached Jerusalem, he being Jesus, and saw the city, he wept over it, and said, If you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. And the devotional is titled, If You Had Known, reflecting on verse 42. If you had known in this day the things that made for your peace, but now they are hidden from your eyes. Jesus entered Jerusalem triumphantly, and the city was stirred to its very foundations. But a strange god, lowercase g, was there, the pride of the Pharisees. It was a god that seemed religious and upright, but Jesus compared it to whitewashed tombs, which indeed appear beautiful outwardly, but inside are full of dead men's bones and all uncleanness. Matthew 23:27. What is it that blinds you to the peace of God in this your day? Do you have a strange god, not a disgusting monster perhaps, but an unholy nature that controls your life? More than once God has brought me face to face with a strange god in my life. And I knew that I should have given it up, but I didn't do it. I got through the crisis by the skin of my teeth, only to find myself still under the control of that strange god. I am blind to the very things that make for my own peace. It is a shocking thing that we can be in the exact place where the Spirit of God should be having His completely unhindered way with us, and yet we only make matters worse, increasing our blame in God's eyes. If you had known. God's words here cut directly to the heart, with the tears of Jesus behind them. These words imply responsibility for our own faults. God holds us accountable for what we refuse to see or are unable to see because of our sin. And now they were hidden from your eyes, because you have never completely yielded your nature to Him. Oh, the deep, unending sadness for what might have been. God never again opens the doors that have been closed. He opens other doors, but He reminds us that there are doors which we have shut, doors which had no need to be shut. Never be afraid when God brings back your past. Let your memory have its way with you. It is a minister of God bringing its rebuke and sorrow to you. God will turn what might have been into a wonderful lesson of growth for the future. Now, this is a tough word, but a good reminder, especially as we enter into our Holy Week coming up next week. But we know the story of Jesus in reverse, right? We know how Jesus ascended into heaven. We know that He rose from the dead. We know that He died on the cross. We know that He died for our sins. But at the time when He was leading and teaching His disciples and performing miracles and speaking the truth, the disciples didn't always recognize exactly what was happening. So we have the ability to look back and see, oh, of course, Jesus was doing this all along. But that's not the experience that we live out necessarily in our own lives. We are very much like the disciples, where we often don't see what God is doing, and a lot of it does come from our own selfish desires, our sinful nature, to not yield completely to Him. So what is it that is holding you back? What is it that is keeping you from fully understanding and seeing what would bring us peace? Because very often, like Chambers mentions here, we get through something by the skin of our teeth, or we hold on and we hold on tight and we barely make it through a crisis. But what could have happened sooner was we could have yielded it over to God. We could have given God control of what was happening in our lives and surrendered that way and experienced that peace. So whether it be pride, whether it be your own desire to be in control, your desire to to stand independently, no matter what it is, yield that to God today and continue to do so as we prepare for this time of a Holy Week coming up next week. Thank you for listening. Be safe and stay well.